This is a 120 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff Attorney Mr. Blake, capital B-L-A-K-E. Defense Attorney Mr. Andrews, capital A-N-D-R-E-W-S. And we'll start with plaintiff attorney. Ready? Here we go. Mr. Lewis, how are you currently employed and assigned? I'm currently employed by the Orange County Sheriff's Department. I'm assigned to the Coroner's Division as a deputy coroner. Were you so employed and assigned on March 8th of 2010? Yes, sir, I was. On that date, were you assigned to work basically a discovery of a deceased person in Orange? Yes, sir. And in fact, did you go to the scene there? Yes, sir, I did. Was that at 4204 Rose Drive in Orange? Yes, sir. And the deceased was later identified as Linda Mae Scott? Yes, sir. What time did you get there? May I refer to my report? Would that refresh your recollection? Yes, sir. I arrived at the location at 12:45 a.m. Please explain the job of a coroner investigator such as yourself at these scenes. We receive the initial report of death. We talk to the reporting party. They review the basic elements of the death, and then we determine whether it needs further coroner involvement. Okay, so when you responded to the scene, what time was that again? I arrived at the scene at 12:45 a.m. Okay, so 12:45 a.m. on March 9th. That's correct. Okay, and did you find the deceased there? Yes, I did. And where on the property did you find her? She was in a building about 150 feet away from the main house. The building was northeast of the main house. She was lying at the north end of the building on the dirt surface. Let me put Exhibit 10 on the screen, showing you Exhibit 10. Does that appear to be a photo of the deceased when you saw her? Yes, it does. Was her body in that position? Yes, it was. Okay, and when you saw the body, what is the first thing you did? I made general observations how it was lying. She was underneath a bike. Why would it be unusual for a bike to be on top of somebody in a cardiac event? When someone has a cardiac event, they collapse or they become confused. They generally don't fall underneath objects. Okay, did you observe what they call lividity? I did. And what is lividity? Lividity is the pooling of the fluids after the circulation stops. The bleeding pattern should have been on the back of the body. Okay, when you say it should have been, I take it you didn't actually see the back of her body, correct? I didn't move it to investigate further. Okay, and when did you leave the scene? Permission to look at my notes once again? Yes, I cleared the scene at 1:52 p.m. So at the time you left, the body was still in the same position it was when you got there? That's correct. Could you estimate how long the body had been there? Not an actual time. Okay, you said that lividity starts to set in upon death. Yes, sir. And it sets for 12 hours, then it releases for 12 hours. Then what happens after the next 12 hours? It sets for 12 hours, it remains set for 12 hours, and it releases for 12 hours. Just so I understand, were you speaking now lividity or rigor mortis? Okay, you indicated that the numbers on rigor usually 12, 12, 12, but part of that equation is temperature, is it not? That's correct. It's generally a rule of thumb. The hotter things are, the faster things go. That's correct. All right, the word list. We have Mr. Lewis, capital Lewis. Orange County Sheriff's Department, capital ORANGE. New word, capital COUNTY. New word, capital SHERIFF. New word, capital DEPARTMENT. Orange County Sheriff's Department. Coroner's Division. Sorry, that's the rest of it. It's Orange County Sheriff's Department, Coroner's Division. So I'll spell Coroner's Division, capital CORONER''S. New word, capital DIVISION. So once again, it's Orange County Sheriff's Department, Coroner's Division. Rose Drive, capital ROSE. New word, capital DRIVE. Linda May Scott, capital LINDA. New word, capital MAY. New word, capital SCOTT. And that's it for the word list, and that will conclude our 120 Q&A practice test.